2 hours at a time and being in Starbucks. Damn. Time for me to work out, man. Feel me? First, I gotta get me up here. Got to workout, man. Feel me? What's up, man? How's T-Bone?
Oh, he had a little upset stomach. He was chewing grass and he ate some shit by the bus stop yesterday. I don't even know what it was, but he gave him a little bit of the shit. Not too bad. Not running on diarrhea, but I can tell it's not normal. So he's and then I see him chewing on grass. You know, when a dog chews on grass, they're trying to curb an upset stomach.
Yeah.
So he was doing that this morning. He ate food though. He ate some of his food I put out for him. So that's good. He'll be all right. He's wagging his tail because he knows he's about to get the treat.
Ha ha ha. I'm about to start my workout right now, man. And stuff.
Yeah, it's not too hot yet. And it's got a little breeze over there.
I got ashy ass skin, man. I get some lotion, man. Ashy ass skin.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Walmart. Good place for that kind of shit. You know where another place is that you wouldn't suspect would be good for like deodorant and all that kind of pharmacy kind of products is a grocery store, like Lucky's or Safeway. Look, and I was looking for this, it's Brew makes it, and it's underarm deodorant. And the guy that's living at my house uses that. His birthday was coming, so I was looking for some of that shit. And I went to CVS, Walmart, Walgreens, all these places, none of them had it. I fucking found it in Safeway. Pretty strange, man. And it was on sale.
Yeah, and you got a
I
deal.
seen a thing on, Consumer Digest, Consumer Reports. It's independent agency that tests shit and tells you how good it is, so that you can buy the best product and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had that on there talking about buying it at the grocery store.
All right, I'm gonna go work out, man. Get it over with. Trying to get back into shape. Trying to leave the alcohol alone as much as possible. Shit.
Good luck with that.
Thank you, man. Oh, it's dirty. That bull don't do me no justice, man. Shit. Bad day, man. Didn't do it. Yeah. I just think, man, she told some girl about me. Now the girls avoiding me and shit. So now she do. Now the chicks, when she sees me, she runs in. I'm like, what the heck, bro? What the hell? It's all good, baby. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Y'all ready for this? Uh-huh. All good. Okay, let's get this workout. Get this workout out of the way. Hey, what's up, Berto? How you doing, man? Good? About to go get this workout on. Right over here, about to work out, man.
Yeah? You got it steady?
Yep, all of that. I'm about to do sprints today, though. Sprints and squats and push-ups. Yep, gotta do it. I see you around, man. What's up, buddy? It's that workout time. Oh shit! I dropped my food. I'm gonna feed the ducks with later on. I'm trying to get across the street, yo. I don't know what that woman problem is, man. Every time she see me, she run away. Oh well, I'm all good anyway. By the time I hit my jackpot, I'll be done forgot about her anyway. Trying to get across this goddamn street. It's so crowded here. Get across the street. You know, I want to start off like this, man. You know, women care more about looks than men. And there's proof of that because, you know, when I was 7 pounds heavier, I didn't get much looks. You know, now that I'm dropped about 7 or 8 pounds, really. Now that I done dropped about 7 or 8 pounds, I'm getting more smiles and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got a whole lot of fat on my face. I've been fasting. You know, I haven't been really perfect with the diet, but I'm getting more strict with the diet now. Like today, I'm gonna go break my fast with a salad, something that's low carb. You feel what I'm saying? But it goes to show that women care more about looks than men. And let me tell you, like this one chick a while back, she put on pounds. She worked at this gas station across the street right here. She put on a few pounds, and I was like, oh, okay, that ain't bad. I still would mess with her, you know what I'm saying? Even though she put on, you could clearly see that she put on at least about 7 or 8 pounds, you know. But I still would fool with her because she had a big rump. You know what I'm saying? She had a big rump. I still would deal with her. You know, us men, we're not too picky when it comes to like looks, man. Some women, some guys, they chubby chasers. They'll mess with fat women. You know, you don't never see it the other way around where, you know, women are chasing after fat guys. You feel what I'm saying? So we don't care too much about looks because, you know, of testosterone, bro. If a woman got a big old butt and she got an ugly face, man, we still gonna hit it. You know, let me tell you, if a guy had a six pack abs and had arms and chest, but had a sub 5 face, females still wouldn't deal with them, man. You feel what I'm saying? Look at Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was buff, swollen back in the day. Physical form, physical fit, but Mike Tyson had a sub 5 face. You know what I'm saying? So it's the other way around. You know? Kind of time for me to get a haircut soon. So I gotta take off this goddamn beanie. I've been hiding my hair. My hair done grown into a big ass afro. It's time for me to cut it very soon. So, if you got any amount of fat on your face, bro, and I still got some fat on my face that I gotta get rid of, but it's not like I'm fat, more like stocky nowadays, but it goes to show that when you're 7 pounds heavier, women ain't trying to deal with you. But then as soon as you lose that 7 pounds, all of a sudden you get looks from females and stuff. You get more smiles, and I noticed that I was getting way more smiles 7 pounds heavier. Lighter. 7 pounds lighter than I was 7 pounds heavier. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, when it comes to us, we'll date a fat chick, bro. When it comes to them, they won't date a fat dude unless he got some money. You feel what I'm saying? You'll never hear like a chubby chaser on the women's side. You feel what I'm saying? You don't see a bunch of like thin women chasing fat dudes. But you got the other way around where men chase fat women. You feel what I'm saying? It's the other way around. Let me get my water out. Okay, so we got to do sprints today. We worked out yesterday. We're working out again today. I didn't drink any alcohol or nothing, so I'm able to work out 2 days in a row, which is going to cause me to drop some weight. And then once I get done sprinting and doing push-ups and stuff like that, and sit-ups, I'm going to go over here and break my fast with a salad over here at this restaurant over there. I think I'm going to have either a Cobb salad or something, or maybe a cheeseburger salad. Something that's low carb, basically no carbs at all, man. The croutons still, and the Cobb salad, the croutons are still carbs. But I'm trying to drop some weight. I'm trying to bring the body fat percentage down lower so I can get more looks from Little Seven. You feel what I'm saying? Damn, bro. It's every man's dream to like get some looks from a young female. But let me tell you, they wasn't looking at me when I was heavy. When I was 7 pounds heavier, bro. I had to drop some weight so I could get some looks. You feel what I'm saying? It's like it's okay for a woman to be fat nowadays, and she still got a roster of dudes that's still trying to hit it. But it's not okay for a man to be fat nowadays. I noticed that, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's okay for a woman to be fat. Fat women got it easier than fat men, bro. That's why it's not good to chunk up, man, nowadays. Especially with all the competition out here, bro. It's not good to chunk up. You want to look your best out here in the matrix, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta have six-pack abs. Six-pack abs, let me tell you something. You got six-pack abs, you got a advantage over other men, man. when your stomach is cut up and theirs ain't, you got an advantage, man. You know, so like I said, man, women care about them looks out here in the West. Let me tell you something. In the West, bruh, they tell the truth about here. All you expats going overseas, your passport bros going overseas, they ain't gonna tell you the truth. They ain't gonna tell you the truth that you look like Goofy, or that you're fat, that you're a fatso. You know, I mean, their friends might tell you that, but you know, she ain't gonna really tell you that, or maybe she might tell you that. She might talk about your weight. You know what I'm saying? But they'll still date you out there because they need your money. You know, they depend on men in other countries, but in America, they don't depend on men like that, bro. They got their own bread. They don't have to fucking like date fat men, bro. Out here in the West, they tell the truth. They tell you straight up, no, I'm not dealing with you fatso. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not dealing with you. You're too fat. Unless you got some money, then all of a sudden you become the exception to the rule. I ain't gonna deal with no fat man unless he got some money. Then if he got like $1 million, then I'll deal with him. Other than that, she ain't gonna deal with you, bro. The Matrix is tough on men, bro. You know, there's no holds barred out here, bro. It's every single man for himself. You feel what I'm saying? It's every single man for himself, bro. And the guys who don't become nothing, guys who are broke, average or below average, they're gonna get the scraps. That's how the West is, bro. You're broke, unless you're a Chad or a Tyrone, you're gonna get scraps. Or you might not get anything at all. Alright. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, who want to keep on getting attention from young females, bro? I do. I mean, I want attention from all females, especially the young ones. You know, by the time you get to be 45, them young females, they stop checking for you. But I don't know, bro. I was a very good-looking dude in my 20s. I was a 7. Just like little 7. I might see her tonight. She might come in working tonight. So you gotta remember, bro, I was a 7 when I was in my 20s. I was on her looks level. Okay? I remember women checking for me every single day, bro. When I was 23, 24, I had no problem getting a girlfriend. I had no problem getting sex. My motherfucking penis stayed on wet. So you got an old 7 versus a new 7. Little 7. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? No, but she wasn't checking for me either. I remember she would not look me in the face. And then one day, I got sick of the shit. So I just started exercising more. Being consistent with the exercise, you know? And then one day, she looked at me in the face and she did a double take. And I was like, what? I was like, what? You feel me? I'm like, God damn. Little 7, you never looked me in the face, girl. You was always, I wasn't there. I was invisible. And then she kept doing it. She kept looking at me in the face again and again and again. So I was like, oh, okay. You know, this chick right here, she looking, you know, she's so young too. She like 21, 22. She has to be in her early 20s. She not in her mid 20s. She not in her late 20s. She in her early 20s, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And she got the little princess syndrome. But you lose that weight, the princess syndrome comes down. You know, and she don't really, you know what, bro? Little 7 don't really acknowledge nobody like that, though. I noticed the lesser women, they acknowledge me. The women who are not that pretty, you know what I'm saying? The ones who are like a 3 or 4 in the face, or like a 5 in the face or whatever. But little 7, she in her own little world, bro. Like, you know, she got that princess mentality, bro, because she's a 7 in looks. She's not an 8 though, or a 9, but she's a 7, bro. You know, so when I dropped the body fat percentage, it made her recognize me, like, oh, he's not a bad looking dude up under that fat After all, you feel me? You know, you know. So you bring the body fat percentage but down, you can become better looking, and then women start checking for you. You feel me? But yeah, like I said, back to what I was saying, man, women care more about looks than men. Because like I said, when I was 7 pounds heavier, uh, didn't get much looks, man. But as soon as I dropped 7 pounds, which is a lot of pounds, and it's enough to make your looks improve, best believe it. 7 pounds will make a difference in your face, in your attractiveness, in your face and stuff. So it's enough. It's enough. Drop about, you know, like 7 more pounds. Drop about 14 pounds. You look like a totally different person, bro. You feel what I'm saying? What's up with it? ISC and Knights. What's up with it? You know, you feel what I'm saying? So yeah, man, women care more about looks. That's why it's good to never put on weight, especially in a highly competitive dating market like this. Man, you can't afford to put on the pounds, bro. Man, you can't afford not to not work out because your body is your attractiveness, bro. That's what attracts women to you. You let that go, man. You better have a whole lot of money, because you cannot afford to be broke, fat, under 6 feet tall. I mean, you got a whole lot of things going on with you, man. A whole lot of struggle going on. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what you gotta look at, bro. You gotta look at like, hey, I can't afford to do this. I can't afford to do that. I can't afford to let myself go. You know what I'm saying? Even if you got $1 million, you still gotta take care of yourself, man. Still gotta work out. You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, bro. It, 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 I don't know, man. Nature made it where life is tougher on men and life is easier on women. Like, nature decided that men gotta live on hard mode. Us men, we have to work out to look more attractive, uh, especially around other men. You gotta keep your body in shape. They don't have to do none of that. They don't even have to go to the gym, and they still get, men coming at them. Like us men, we gotta put more work in to attract females. That's the way nature made it, bruh. You have to live on hard mode, and women gotta live on easy mode because they have no problem getting sex. I don't care if she's sub 5, bro. You know, if she ain't hella old and stuff like that, if she's not on drugs, she'll be able to attract men, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Even if she got bad genetics, but still, men will step to her. Men, man, we gotta be focused on making money, getting the bag, and trying to outshine other men, man. That's just the way it is. Trying to outshine other men, doing what we gotta do to survive, and we gotta take the long route when women get shortcuts. That's just the way it is, man. That's why a lot of guys having a hard time becoming successful, because they made it so hard for you to get the bag that you feel like it ain't no hope. Why should I go through all of that? But I'm telling you, your persistence will beat the odds, man. Best believe that. Best believe it. We gotta drink some water. Um, it's like losing weight. Um, my persistence beat the odds because I started working out more. Now I was still drinking alcohol in the process. I was still drinking, drinking on some drink, drinking on some yak, but at the same time I would work out the next day. So it kept me from like putting on a bunch of pounds, you know. But put all this stuff away, man. You know, you're saying that the West destroyed the gender roles. Yeah, man. Society is screwed, man. In America, man, we are not at replacement level, bro. You feel what I'm saying? We are not in replacement. We're not replacing ourselves because of that. Because they gave opportunities to women and give them good jobs and have them not needing men anymore in the West. You know what I'm saying? No, that causes babies not to be born. When you got male and female competing with each other instead of working together. You feel what I'm saying? Because when back in the days before, feminists and all that stuff, the woman depended on the man's money. She would stay at home, cook the meals, take care of the household and shit like that. And then, there was people working together. It kept families together. You know what I'm saying? It kept people together. But once, for some reason, once women got their freedom on, they was able to get good jobs and make their own money and stuff like that. That started causing division, matter of fact, in competitiveness too. Like, now you're competing against women too in the workforce. You feel what I'm saying? I gotta stretch my legs because we about to sprint. Keep sprinting until I can't sprint no more. But first, let's do some push-ups to warm that body up. Feel what I'm saying? Nah, man. The reason why things are not jacked up in Thailand like it is in the West, because they keep women as second class citizens, bro. They don't put the women over the men in Thailand. So women are forced to depend on the man's money, out there. It's still old school in Thailand. That's why people are migrating out there. That's why men are migrating, because they still got that put the man first and put the lady second, or put the man first and then put the lady boy second and then put women last. That's their order out there. And men are gravitating toward those countries where they put the man first and they keep the man in the leadership role. Okay? That's why Thailand is becoming very popular, because men are feeling needed out there. Like, this woman, she need me for my money. She need me. Out in the West, these women, they don't need you, bro. They got their own bread. So then it causes them to only look for looks. Okay? I agree with Facing LMS. He said back in the day, women used to have to date women used to have to date men that were below their looks level, because men had all the money, had all the good jobs and opportunities, and we didn't give women no opportunities back then. It was their job was to stay at home and cook meals and take care of the kids and clean the house, whatever, housework, whatever they do, right? Dusting, mopping, cooking meals, vacuuming, you know what I'm saying? So you work together as a team that way. But once they gave all the big jobs in corporate America, women, what am I saying? Once they give them, once they gave women big jobs in corporate America and all the other stuff, man, the family structure start crashing down. You feel what I'm saying? So now you got females just caring about just looks. That's it. They got their own money. They don't have to depend on a man for any type of money or nothing like that. So now it has caused this fucking goddamn fuck fest, and everybody's competing against each other. Nobody wants to work together. Nobody stays together married no more. You feel what I'm saying? Woman say, I don't need you. I got my own money. I want a divorce. It's easy. It makes it easy to press the eject button when you got something, to land safely in. It makes it easy to press the eject button. You feel what I'm saying? So if there's an eject button and I push that shit and there's no consequence for it, and I know there ain't no consequence for it, I'm gonna push the button. But if I know that, hey, if I press that button, I'm gonna land on my ass or I'm gonna land on my face, I'm not gonna press that button. And that's how women are, when women got their own money, they feel like they're not happy in the marriage, they file for divorce. They're not happy no more. They got their own money, and you're gonna be paying child support and all that. So women get benefits in a divorce. The man gets nothing, bro. You see, they got women out here eating their cake, having their cake and eating it too. That's called having your cake and eating it too. You feel what I'm saying? Where things can go your way, even if shit went bad. Shit went bad, still things going my way. And that's why motherfuckers are not getting married no more, man. There's less men trying to get married nowadays. There's no benefits. The women get all the benefits, bro. They get all the benefits, bro. We get nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm gonna get to my workout. I'm mumbling. I'm supposed to be working out. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. I'll see you later. I always upload about at least 3 or 4 videos a day. You know how I do. You feel what I'm saying? So, but like I said, back to what I was saying before I get out of here, women care about looks less in those other countries like the Philippines and Thailand, because things are still exactly the same as it was in the West back in the 1930s and 40s. Okay? Things are still the same there. They haven't caught up to the West when it comes to giving women opportunities and shit like that. They haven't caught up. They still, we need to keep this the same. Men first, lady boys second, and women are last. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, women do not want to live in those countries. You got these passport sisters and stuff going out there to them other countries. I don't know. That's a bullshit ass movement, by the way. Passport sisters. I'm like, what are you running from? You guys got all the benefits. You got all the jobs. You got all the opportunities over here. What are you running from? Men, are running from not being able to get laid on the regular. That's what they running from. They love, you know what I'm saying? They're going to where there's a man's place. You feel what I'm saying? Men are going to where men are valued. In Thailand, men are still valued, bro, big time. In the Philippines, men are still valued. In Africa, men are still valued. Men don't have any value in the West unless we create value for ourselves. You see what I'm saying? Just being a man, it don't make you valuable. You know what I'm saying? You can say, yeah, I got value, but really, do you really got value? Are women flocking to you like bees to honey? Are women flocking to you like sheep? If the answer is no, then nigga, you don't have any value, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So men in the West got to create value. We can't just be walking around with our passports overseas like, yeah, I'm valuable. Yeah, your passport make you valuable in those countries. That's why men are going there. That's why men are going overseas, because the passport make them valuable over there, and they feel like a big shot. So they go to where men are going to where they feel valued and where they can get a woman to depend on them. You know, like what's his name? Uh, what's the sub five short dude name? Richie Mack. Okay, Richie Mack. He wasn't nothing in the U.S. But the moment his little short ass sub five short ass got on that plane and landed in Thailand, he became a somebody. You feel what I'm saying? Out here, he probably was having droughts as long as your motherfucking arm, bro. Matter of fact, longer than your arm. Let's talk about the Mississippi River, bro. He probably had droughts as long as the Mississippi River, bro. You feel what I'm saying? The Mississippi River, he probably had droughts like that. So the moment he got over there to Thailand, he felt like, oh shit, bro, I'm somebody out here, man. I'm able to take a female with me and pay for everything, and I feel valued. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm a man out here in Thailand. Versus in America, bro, you have to go the long route. You got to self-improve into a millionaire or a billionaire just so you can have a regular sex life on the regular. A regular sex life on the regular. You know what I'm saying? In order for P. Diddy to get Cassie, man, he had to become a billionaire, bro. You know, and there's a bunch of Cassies walking around Thailand, and you don't have to become a millionaire or a billionaire to get those women, bro. All you gotta do is have some stability, and that's it. So it's easier out there on men in Thailand, bro. That's why you see a lot of expat guys going out there, man, and including the Pookies and Ray Rays. They flock into those countries. You know, I say stay here and get the bag. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't travel and then come back. You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be going out there for 3 to 6 months and then have to come back to the West broke. You feel what I'm saying? That's just, to me, that's hustling backwards. You feel what I'm saying? You know? Yeah, happy Father's Day, man. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, man, I'm gonna get to my workout. You guys have a good day, man. I got to sprint hard. Peace out, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.